from your teaching days, what do you think was the exact moment where you were like, okay, I'm gonna be fired, or what did they tell you were getting fired for?
So I think every year, every 2 years, you gotta renew your badge or your ID, and you get level two background fingerprinting. So when I got my fingerprints, it was on a Friday. Then Monday came. It was kind of like, hey man, something kind of came up. Oh, we need you to come downtown to the school board. I was like, cool. But they said you can't come back on campus until you get this situation resolved. So I go down there, man, and they say, we see something on the record, but it's sealed, so they can't see what it is in a sense. So I'm like, yeah, it was sealed. I was 16. And at that time I was 29 when they first brought me downtown for that. So I was basically telling them, yeah, it's sealed for a reason. They're like, yeah, unfortunately, we're gonna need to see what it is. So I called my attorney, man. I basically told them what they were looking for. He was like, man, they can't do that. I'm like, well, they're doing it, because at that time they had already terminated me before even necessarily opening up to see what it is. So they made a decision like, hey, in the state, no, they said in Duval County, you can't be a teacher with a misdemeanor battery charge. So when I was 16, I was facing a felony and a misdemeanor. And then I pled guilty to the misdemeanor so they can drop the felony. And so I said, okay, well, I'll go teach in Nassau County then. She's like, oh, well, no, you can't teach in the state of Florida. So I was like, what? So she showed me the statute and the papers. I said, well, can I appeal it? She was like, no, this is something that you can't appeal. So I called my mom, let her know what was going on. She's like, it's gonna be all right, whatever God got for you. But at the same time, I'm still like, this is crazy, like, this shit wild, you feel me? So I actually ended up like just doing some research, man, and I appealed it. I went 3 months without a salary. So all I had was the money I had from my bow ties and suits, and then I started working at Hibbett Sports. So that kind of helped me out. And they never gave me any money back for them 3 months that I missed. I won the appeal, not with Duval County, but Department of Education in Tallahassee. I won the appeal. I came back and I was teaching. And then maybe like a year or so later, man, I had to get a new badge. And the same exact thing came up. But this time, my supervisor was like, hold on, he has like the paper to show he won the appeal. And I did. So I was so traumatized, bro, no exaggeration, I would keep a physical copy in my glove compartment and a digital copy just screenshot in my folder on my phone. And it came up, man, we were on a Zoom call, and I emailed them the paper. And this lady was like, yes, this is good. Unfortunately, if you see the last line on this appeal that he won, it says the final decision is left up to the school district discretion. And we as Duval County, we deem you ineligible for hire. And at that point I was 30, I think I was 30. So they was like, we deem you ineligible for hire. So I'm like, I said, well, man, you deem me ineligible, somebody who, I do suit drives, I'm big on community, I got a scholarship, I give back. Like, you deem me ineligible? She's like, yeah, Mr. Patterson, I know exactly what you do in the community, it's all fine and dandy, but according to the statute, we deem you ineligible. And I knew then, like, something in the milk ain't clean. Like, there's something behind the scenes, or, cause I just didn't. I haven't had anything since like a seatbelt ticket since 16 to 30. So my biggest thing was no one looked at what I did over 14 years to try to fix something that I didn't do at 16 in a sense. And it's like, come on, man, this is crazy. But those are the systemic issues that we kind of face, coming from where we come from, looking the way that we look, man. And yeah, it was that day and I think it was more so embarrassing, man, because they escorted me off campus, and I got students who felt like, when I go back to the school, man, they said, Mr. Patterson, you left us. But they don't know, they can't understand what really took place. They just knew they came back to school and I wasn't there. So now they got a substitute. Like, dang, Mr. Patterson, you left us, but they were green. And I had to tell them, like, now that I'm not working for the school, like, nah, this is what happened. I'm Mr. Patterson, they green for that. They green for that. But see, that's what I'm trying to tell y'all, like, about systemic racism and about how I need you to go and learn different things so you can change these laws, bro. Like, somebody got to change this stuff. That's why I was so vocal. Like, they put my face on the newspaper, man. They had a lady interview me and told me it was about one situation, but then her headline was something totally different, but she used my face for it. So now, think about it. Think about Kaepernick. They blackballed him from the league for what he stood up for. So now when I go to apply for a different teaching job that I see is open, bro, bro. I had principals like, oh no, we just filled the spot. But I have other people who working at those schools like, nah, bro, we need a teacher right now. Like, ain't nobody here, bro. I'm like, dang, I just sent my resume. She said the spot full. But I'm like, this is crazy. Then I go to like, let's say Jeff Davis across town, send them everything. Once they see my name, bro, it was like once they saw my name and put it with the article, it was like, nah, we don't want to touch them. Like, that went on for like 6 months, bro.
So, how long were you teaching before you had to renew your badge, or like before that became a problem?
3 years. So I was like, I'm like 3 years, bro. They terminated me, brought me back. So I did like a total like 4.5 years, maybe. And I'm gonna tell you, it was just so crazy. Like I worked with people who had a real deal, like worse record than mine. Like as an adult, though. You talking about juvenile for me? I'm talking about as an adult. We have people. You sit on the news now, man. You got the dude that Douglas Anderson. Man, he's been. In my case, what I had wasn't nothing dealing with like pedophile type stuff at all, bro. This was battery. This was getting into an altercation type of time. Man, you got teachers who have touched students inappropriately. And you guys know this, and y'all still let this person keep his job for years. Like, he been doing this for 10 years. See what I'm saying? And then it's like, in my situation, I'm like, well, dang, so I'm looking at all these different things play out. Like, dang, bro, this is crazy. Like, people got DUIs and coming to work drunk. And, you know, not that I was trying to dry snitch or nothing like that. Like, I'm going to take my lick. I'm going to take whatever come with this. But in the same sense, it's like, bro, if this is going to be the standard, let this be the standard across the board. Like, don't hold one person to this and so, yeah, you can't do this. But then in the same situation, you turn your eye to when this person is doing something triple time the way he done did. But that's how it went, man. It's all a part of the plan.